Alrighty, good morning. It's gonna be a fun day today, I think. The wind is blowing, you can probably hear it. It's like 61 degrees now, 8:30 in the morning. By 9 o'clock tonight, it's gonna be 20. There's a front coming through, which should make it a little spicy. I'm at Neel Gap, leaving Mountains Crossings, which is an outfitter. It's not open yet, it opens at 9. And I'm going like a little over 11 to Low Gap Shelter. So, had a great night at Around the Bend Hostel last night. Cooked a big group dinner for everybody. So, well fed and ready to do it. We'll climb here to start today. So we'll check in after we get up top. Let's go. Alrighty, good morning again. Made it up that climb, and it's another day in the fog. It's another super cool kind of visual scene here. Visibility is probably 25, 30 yards. Temps are good. I'm already sweating from climbing up that hill. Yeah, the breeze is blowing pretty hard though today. I think that's going to be a problem later when it gets cold. So today's Would You Rather is going to be, would you rather never be able to read a book again or never be able to watch a movie again? So I'll give that some thought during the hike today. I won't have a lot of things to look at since it's going to be all fogged in again. But I'm going to think about, would you rather never be able to read a book again or never be able to watch a movie again? I'll let you know later what I think about that. Talk to you soon. All right, a couple miles in, a little over a couple miles in. Fog's lifting a little bit, which is nice. You can see a little more. Wind is blowing though, it's gusting, so it's gonna be interesting today. See what that does. It's probably gonna mess up the sound on these videos too. I gotta figure out something to do about that. Anyway, just here, just as I say, the fog lifted. Walk right into it. Almost on cue. How about it? Always happens. But keep on keeping on. Here we go. At the top of Wolf Laurel Trap, something like that. 3,700 feet up, and that's what you get to see, as far as you can see. But about 3.6 miles in, making decent time, and the trail is nice. It's really nice to walk on here. Mostly soft, very few rocks, and keep going. I think there's a shelter in about 2.5 miles. Probably stop there, have a little snack, some water, resupply the water, and push on to where I want to get to tonight. Here we go. Okay, here we are at Cow Rock Mountain. Another gorgeous view. Can't get enough of these. Here's the trail all the way down these rocks. There's another one down there. Probably another one down there somewhere. And there's beautiful North Georgia. These rocks remind me of up in Harriman State Park in New York. You gotta be really careful, although looks like there's less moss on these than there were up there. But I'm gonna stop recording and just be a little more careful here. No need for a slip and fall today. All right, check out this little grade down. We're gonna go over there, down to there. There's a blaze over here behind there. There's a couple in that tree. There's another one in that tree. Just gotta figure out how to get like 35 feet down all these rocks. Wet and leaf covered. Yeah, this definitely reminds me of Harriman State Park up in New York. Wish me luck. Coming down off that mountain, I just wanted to show everybody what a great job the trail club here does in in terms of keeping this trail cleared up. You can see the trail maintenance people came through here and just cleared the stuff out on the sides. Where the water's supposed to run off, they've got all the leaves and stuff out of the way so the water will run off the trail and not pool up on it. This whole area's been really well done. It's a little muddy right here, but there's another one of the runoff areas right up here. I'm trying to show you real quick. Right there, all that stuff. They rake all that stuff down so there's not a lot of leaf build up there. And the water will run off down that way. And this whole section has been really, really well maintained. And it's early in the year. We're going to get a lot of traffic here recently. So good job to the Georgia Trail Club that does this. Really appreciate it. It makes it a lot better for us. Yep. Loving it. Coming down here into Neel Gap, which is looks like a pretty big trailhead. A lot of cars in here. Looks like some day hikers, some section hikers. Oh, there's a tent set. Here's 2 tents set up, I think. Folks sleeping right here. About 5.5 miles in. About 5.7 to go. Feeling pretty good. About to make a big climb up that hill over there, I'm pretty sure. That's gonna feel good on the lungs and the glutes. But so far so good. Interesting to see a little civilization here. So this is what it looks like when trail maintenance is actually getting done. Well, they're on a break, but here's a whole crew from the local trail club. And they're doing all kinds of work here. You can see fixing up the steps here, clearing it all out. We were just talking about what a great job this group does, keeping the trail maintained, and here it is in action. So got a chance to thank them, and look at that, digging that out, putting some more rocks in there. Step over the hole, keep on going up. Alrighty, about 7 miles in. Fog cleared up a little bit, but it's still wet. The wind's off and on. You can hear it off in the distance, I think, but I'm kind of on the other side of a little hill here, so sometimes it's real calm. You can see up ahead of me, we just got passed by a couple hikers with their dog. Passed them yesterday on Blood Mountain. Take that back there. They were going north when I was slack packing south. A couple of young ladies and their dog Cooper. And be interested to see, talk to them if they stop at the shelter I'm stopping at, see what they're gonna do with the dog when they get to Smoky Mountains, because you can't have dogs through the Smoky Mountains National Park. So we'll find out at some point maybe. Anyway, it's going well. About 4 miles to go to the shelter. See how I feel. Maybe push on to a camp spot past there. Try to shorten up tomorrow's day from 15 miles to something less. But we'll see what the weather's gonna be like. Something appealing about staying under a roof tonight instead of in my tent if it goes down to 20 degrees. We'll see. Good afternoon. Oh, a little frog in the throat. So I think I got about 3 miles to go, maybe a little less, maybe a little more. But the wind died down a little bit, so I thought maybe I'd check in. Hopefully the volume is going to work here and answer the would you rather question before I get to the shelter. Would you rather never be able to read a book again or never be able to see a movie again? So I think this is probably it's gonna probably not make me sound incredibly deep, but I think I could live without books longer than I could live without movies. I just like I like books, good books, but I have a hard time committing to a book and my attention span is too short. So really good books can hold my attention. I can blow through them super quick, but I'm kind of a Star Wars, Marvel, sci-fi movie kind of geek. I love those things. Good escapism. And I don't know if I could go without seeing another Avengers movie. That would be a bummer. So, going with the movie. Not going to look like the intellectual here. Most people probably go with books, I would bet. But I like to read periodicals, read the news, read the paper all the time. But couldn't give up my movies. So, that's where I stand. Going up a little hill now. See ya when we get to the shelter. All right, just climbed that little ridge after my last answer. And I was thinking about a little more about books. The answer that most people say is the movie's never as good as the book, which is absolutely true. Because you have so much room to build out a story in a book that you have a hard time to do in a movie. I'll give you a great example on a book recommendation that I did read for a movie that just recently came out. So if nobody's seen yet or read the book and the movie that came out on Christmas Day called Boys in the Boat, it's about 1936 rowing team from the University of Washington. Movie was good. George Clooney directed it. It's a feel-good movie, but the book is absolutely fantastic. So much more depth. You learn about all the different guys in the boat. They have more time to expand on it. And they kind of shorten the story up in the movie. I won't give anything away, but took a couple liberties as you need to do in a movie to make it shorter. But thought I'd I was thinking about that, and such a good book, such a good story. You learn a lot about the sport of rowing, but there's a lot more to it than just about rowing. So highly recommend it if anybody's interested. Boys in the Boat, check it out. Mile to the shelter. It looks like the storm is rolling. I was thinking about trying to go past the shelter. It says 1.5, 2 miles to a campsite, but I don't think I'm gonna. There's some dark clouds up there. Ready to start. Dicey. Hurry up down this mountain. Hope the shelter's open. Get in there. It's 17, so I'm gonna get the shelter real quick. It's open. So I'm not sure you much more there. We'll see. It's only for the next 15 minutes or so. I'm gonna hustle down this hill. See what I can do. Man, it's a nice view out there too. If it wasn't cloudy and threatening. But just about a little over 11 miles here in a minute or so. And I call it a day. We'll see. Well, it didn't outrun the storm. About 30 seconds after that, the skies just opened up, and it was rough for a little bit. I couldn't get the pack off and get this thing on fast enough, so I'm soaked. But it stopped. There was a little lightning and stuff, so I think I'm gonna get to the shelter and hopefully there's space and just call it a day there, rather than I think head up that mountain over there. 2 more miles to find a stealth campsite. I don't know if I want to be up with this front coming through. Be out in the tent tonight with the front coming through if I can avoid it. So, heading down to the shelter, gonna check in and call it a day. If that changes, I'll come back and let everybody know. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow. Just a little view of the shelter. There's gonna be like 8 people packed in there and Cooper the dog. It is gonna be an interesting night for sure. Rain let up for a second, but it's not good. It's off and on. Everybody is elbow to elbow. It's gonna be a very interesting night in the shelter. But I don't think it's worth setting up a tent in this weather. So, this is good night. See you guys tomorrow.